I wrote a book in a month. Day 12. This is my journal of how I write in my book in 30 days. I write every day one chapter and share it with the world on Wattpad. This is not my first book, but second book. My second book, my hope will be published, but my first did not get. I wrote it in Swedish, and maybe it because it was epic poem and they didn't want to publish it. I wanted to share it on YouTube of my everyday working process, not every day, but from time to time how my working process is going with writing my own book. How did I get started, you may ask? I don't know, or do I? First of all, I always had some ideas that I found interesting. If you have an idea that you think interesting or want to develop, or a dream, or fan fiction, or headcanon as they call it, of the works that you like or love, don't apply it to their work as fan fiction. Do it in your own world. If you don't know what to write anything about, start writing and you will find you like a discovery writing. But I don't like this tactic as much. You know why? Because I think the disposition is not entirely correct. I have a mix of different strategies. For example, I have main beginning, something in the middle that will happen, and at the end, and something between them. I have one thing or a dialogue or one character that I want to show in the story. So I have this in mind and write from point A to point B. Like he did that, he did so. So I come through parts that I don't find engaging, but I, for example, want to write this thing. So I write very simple that it will come to this thing, and then advance it in a much more better way. But it's a very little bit hard to do the strategy when you write every day and publish it on Wattpad. I think I will redo something and refine it, but in main form it will be the same. But in my first book, I wrote he went there, he was sad, he was this, because I was telling story to myself. So don't be harsh on you if you don't think that you have important parts that you need to tell so they will understand something, but you think they're boring for you to write right now. Maybe you will have inspiration in the future, so it's okay. Secondly, how goes my project? It's hard to write every day. Sometimes I do have inspiration, sometimes I do not, and I find this TikTok and YouTube shorts very interesting and helpful, because it's motivating me when so many people can read it, and someone found me on Wattpad, and I find it very interesting and engaging that many people are finding each other or finding me on the internet, and I am so happy that my stories can reach out to more people. The main language that I write in is usually Swedish, but the Pursuit of Volume is my first big project in English. So I can tell my routine. Firstly, I have a plan or dialogue. So I start from where I want to, but and then write about it. If it's too short, I will think what need to happen before that, so it will be fit. If it's too long, then it's good. But if I don't have enough inspiration, if I don't have enough inspiration, I'll put it aside and write it later, read some other books. And now I feel very great actually, and I hope by the end of the 30 days challenge, my book will reach out to much more people on the internet, so I can get published. I hope to be published before this year ends, or maybe get a contract, but I know it's nearly impossible, but the hope dies last, you know. So this was my feeling, and I sometimes write and hate doing it because I don't know why I like force myself, but it's fun at the end of the day that I sometimes, some days I didn't want to write, but I wrote and I'm so happy that I did it. So if you want to write, write. And please follow me, subscribe, and support my journey. And this was Video Journal of Day 12, writing my own book. Sayonara.